This is an ABC color presentation.
Texas. Now, when you speak of hunting in Texas, the native white-tailed deer is probably the first thing that comes to mind. But before we go on our white-tailed deer hunt, let's take a close look at some exciting and rare game from all over the world. Here on the sprawling Y.O. Ranch is one of the country's largest game preserves. On his 75,000 acres are animals from Asia, Africa, the Far East, and Mediterranean countries. This vast hunting ground demonstrates the growing popularity of the game preserve. Within the United States alone, game preserves have quadrupled in the last 10 years. 47 states now have protective laws governing preserve shooting, which date back to 1911. The convenience afforded by game preserves will have increasing appeal in the years to come. This delicately colored and graceful fallow deer originated in Europe and today abounds in Great Britain. And from the hilly countryside of Japan and its neighboring islands comes the sleekly black cycad deer. The eland from Central and South Africa grow to be 6 feet high and weigh more than 2,000 pounds. And like all the other foreign game here, the Corsican ram has adapted well on the giant Y.O. Their home was originally the dry uplands and mountains of Sardinia and Corsica in the Mediterranean. And here's the speed merchant himself, the black buck antelope. Today, we're riding along with actor Bob Fuller, former star of Laramie and Wagon Train, as he looks over the Y.O. the day prior to his white-tailed deer hunt. With him is guide Bob Snow. Bob Fuller has taken up the challenge to ride after the sprightly black buck this afternoon. Such a chase is a legitimate test of any man's horsemanship.
Out here ought to be good. This is a good hideout. Ooh.
Think we'll have to wait long?
I don't think so. Well,
Why you been calling that black buck?
well, the reason the English call him black buck is on account of the adult male. When he gets about 3 years old, he starts changing color. The females and young bucks are all yellow and white. But the buck is a striking looking animal. He has long spiral horns, white belly, and white under his chin, with a ring around each eye. But they don't take on that coloration until they get about 3.5 years old, and then they make the best trophy a man can imagine. I believe I see a little bunch coming now.
I hear so. You know, Bob, you've been talking about how fast they can run. You reckon it'll be okay to ride to them and find out?
Sure, try your luck, boys. You might catch one. I never have been able to.
Let's give it a try.
All right, let's go.
Bob, the antelope is coming by. Over here.
Here among the live oak and mesquite trees of southwest Texas, the prolific black buck has adapted better in his short 10-year residence than has America's own pronghorn antelope. The black buck is an extremely elusive animal that bounces through the woods at 45 to 50 miles an hour, jackrabbit-like, springing from one side to the other like an out-of-control rubber ball. Our two sportsmen edge closer and almost within range of the fleeting black buck. As long as he feels endangered, he'll never stop running. And the only advantage to the hunter is to outthink him. For in this relentless flight, the black buck almost always doubles back on his own familiar range. Besides their astounding and erratic speed, the black buck depend on keen eyesight and acute hearing more than smell to ward off danger. They pounce forward on springy legs. Sometimes it appears they're about to literally take off in flight. The black buck seems to adapt to almost any prairie range not subjected to extremely cold climate. Perhaps it's to the advantage of the hunter that the ranching scene in Texas has changed in recent years. This has prompted some places, like the YO, to bring in such exciting and rare foreign game as the black buck for the ambitious hunter. And sportsmen are finding this more and more to their liking. The private hunting ground, located near a big population center, offers the kind of challenge the avid sportsman would otherwise have to travel thousands of miles to find. For actor Bob Fuller and his guide, a good try. And we'll be right back to the YO with Bob Fuller in pursuit of the native white-tailed deer right after this message. The most popular and accessible big game trophy for a growing legion of American sportsmen is our own native white-tailed deer. Differing in size and color from the bullish 200-pounders of Canada to the smaller Florida variety, the whitetail finds ranges to his liking throughout the North American continent. While taming the land has sharply reduced many species of big game animals here in America, it has been a boon to the white-tailed deer. Their initial bounding speed make the whitetail a challenge for even the most avid hunter. By the time the hunter sees that telltale sign of a startled deer, the flashing white flag that gives the whitetail its name, it is usually too late to make a well-placed shot. Their ability to stand ramrod still and blend with an area's natural camouflage has fooled many an unsuspecting hunter. Morning, following his previous day's adventure with the dramatic black buck antelope, hunter Bob Fuller eagerly joins guide Bob Snow in pursuit of the white-tailed deer.
Whatever got you interested in this kind of thing?
I got a job as a game warden, and I decided there's a whole lot better job being a game warden was working. So after about 37 years of game warden work in the state of Texas, I retired. So it's just natural. A person's trained for one thing, stay in that kind of work, see? You don't have to find his way around.
Bob, how long do you reckon it'll be before we can get into some deer?
Well, just as soon as we get over this next little ridge here, that's where the best range starts.
Bob Fuller feels privileged to stalk his first white-tailed deer with a guide who has hunted as man and boy in his native Texas for more than 50 years.
Hold on just a minute. Look here. That's a horn, shed horn. Look all around here because often their head goes to itching and they shed them both. Same general area. They scratch them off their feet or they pull them off on the brush before they grow a new set. Here's the others, the mate to it. Let's get these things. Let's wait here. Let's sit down here a minute. I want to show you something. The way some of these hunters hunt deer in the fall of the year. They take these horns and they wrap them together, simulate a buck fight. And if it's during the rutting season, any buck in here will come up to see what the fight's over.
Do you think if we gave it a try now, it'd do any good?
Well, we can try. It's just a little early in the rutting season, but often we might have good luck. But the main thing in rattling horns is always to face into the wind, because if a buck has already smelt you downwind, he won't come to the horn. Only those that think it's a buck fight in earnest will respond.
I understand.
But the way you do this thing, and that's the way I've watched them while I fought, and this is the noise they make.
We've sat plumb down in the middle of a deer track, Bob. Look.
Well, I'll be dadgum. I was so busy looking for horns, I wasn't watching my business, was I?
Looks pretty good, too.
There's a fresh one over there.
Yeah. That's a pretty good size one,
Let's
too.
see what you know about it. What denomination was it? A buck or a doe? What do you think?
I'd say this one's a buck.
I think you're right. He's pretty heavy. See how he sunk into the ground there? And that's a fresh track.
Yeah.
Fresh track.
There's a couple of good size
Well,
tracks
he
in
may have
here.
been the one that shed these horns last spring.
Would you say there's a...
That's a doe coming this
doe,
way.
yeah.
Look like a fawn track there. See, they don't make such a big track, such a big imprint in the ground. Just like fingerprints on people.
Yeah, well, I'm getting about half ready. Let's do something.
You ready to move on?
You bet.
There he is.
Did you see him move?
That's all right. We'll find another. There goes a bunch there.
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah, stop it. They're not stopping. Watch every little bush for a sign of deer. Let's get behind a little cover here. Wait them out. That little bunch we saw run below the hill might come by. See what happens here a little while.
A creature of established habits, the whitetail often lives his entire life within a 1 mile range.
There go two doe, Bob.
Right behind them, 2 bucks.
Yeah, I see him.
He tops the ridge. Take the big one behind the bed.
Is that a pretty sight?
Wait till he gets in the open. Now.
He's a little too far, and he just moved out.
The experienced hunter will often pass up bucks traveling with the herd. He knows that often the does will snort the warning before the hunter can get set for a proper shot. The buck that travels singly is often an older animal with a better trophy. We'll be back after this message.
Boy, this ought to be perfect. Sun her back, wind in her face. All we need is a buck to come down that draw.
Yeah, I reckon.
Have you ever shot a whitetail before?
No, I haven't, Bob.
Boy, you'll find they're the smartest deer you ever hunted.
Yeah, I know. I've read enough about them. I shot mule deer in Utah and California.
They don't grow these big horns being foolish. They'll take advantage of every bush to get behind it more directly away out of the sight.
You keep your eyes over on the right, and I'll be watching on the left here.
Yeah. Any motion they detect, there.
There goes a doe.
Right still, maybe a buck will be following.
Bob, over to the left.
Hey, that's a buck. Put it right on his shoulder. He's down for the count.
All right, let's get him.
Well, I'll hereby initiate you into the order of those who have killed white-tailed deer. We got a little formality here. Leave that on until you wash your face again.
Okay.
Remember, in good standing. Qualified. Well, it's getting pretty late and he's dead. Let's go get our horses. Get him on out. Take care of him.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
And so Bob Fuller, actor, outdoorsman, American sportsman, has taken his first whitetail in Texas, a state blessed with more deer than any other in the country. In the last light of day, the hunters go to their horses to pick up their well-earned trophy. We'll go to British Columbia to hunt grizzly bear later on in the program. But first, before we hunt wild turkey with Bob Fuller, let's take a look at the YO Ranch in southwest Texas. This 75,000-acre spread has been in the Schreiner family since the 1880s. Wool production and mohair from sheep and Angora goats are the basic products at the YO. But nothing embodies the tradition and lore of Texas more than the longhorn cattle. It's roundup time at the YO as ranch foreman Raymond Kilner and the Mexican cowboys gather the herd for a branding session. The longhorn has an impressively large and long head that gives its eyes a wide appearance. But the animal's distinctive feature is its magnificent horns, whether oxbow or corkscrew, with no two sets looking alike. Like the longhorn, the wild turkey at one time became almost extinct here in southwest Texas. The overpopulation of predators, skunks, crows, and others nearly cleaned out the April hatches. But from a small nucleus, first found right here at the YO, the entire surrounding area has become a haven for the hill country turkey, now that there are proper predator control measures. Today it's estimated that there are over 6,000 on the YO Ranch alone. They weigh 14 to 20 pounds with wings spread up to 3 feet. They can run 25 to 30 miles an hour and fly at speeds up to 45 miles per hour.
Charlie, I can't believe this. I don't believe it. I've never seen so many turkeys in my life moving around.
What do you mean? You never hunted turkey before?
Well, I've never hunted turkeys. I've been dying to for a long time. Carl and I...
With actor Bob Fuller today is the YO Ranch's game biologist, Charlie Land. Bob's hunting companion is Carl Mills, an old friend, and the owner of a bird hunting preserve in Bakersfield, California.
Trying to run these down. We'll see some more. Lots of them around here.
We're going to get that Thanksgiving dinner. We're going to have to go get it.
We can get into a bunch like we just saw?
If we're careful.
You're going to have
With
to work
them
for it,
is
though.
guide Bob Snow.
And they are the bag.
Okay,
all right, let's go.
Carl, let's go this way.
Well, let's load up your gun, boy.
All right, you better not shoot a hand now.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, good luck, Carl. We'll see you later.
Okay. 2 hours. All right.
All right,
Go ahead. You go there. I'll keep you direct.
Bob, there's a bunch of them.
Let that bunch go. They're all in.
How can you tell from here?
Well, Gobbler's got longer legs, longer neck, and the way he walks. All difference in the world.
Think there'll be any cowbirds running with them?
No, they get off up the hill last time we saw him go.
Hey, Bob, I got him!
Good. Good. That's your limit.
Come on!
That makes 2 in 1 day.
Let's take a look at him. This one's got a bigger beard.
Well, that's all she wrote. Let's get going. You carry the bird. Give me the gun.
All right. Look at the 2 of them.
Take it out to the car, right down this trail and to the left.
I hope old Carl made out.
Yeah, he had a pretty good helper. Ready?
Hey, they got a little weight to them.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons we have so many turkeys here, these live oak acorns. They're one of the principal foods of deer and turkey. And they are really good in the fall. Turkeys, of course, eat other small nuts and a few insects and stuff like that.
Do I hear turkeys?
Come on.
That's the first time I ever saw
Look
that.
at
Get
that.
the double. Hey! Boy, how about
Here,
that?
hold this gun.
Okay.
Look at that. Look at those birds.
Look at the beard on that one, and you did it the first time out. So you California boys can shoot, can't you?
You put them on top of me.
It worked that time.
All right. Great.
Doesn't work every time.
Let's go show these to Bob.
Sure, he won't believe it.
All right.
You got it. I want him to see you first.
All right,
Let's go.
fine.
I wanted to take a good look.
I guess you throw this gun, I'll put it up.
All right, thanks, Bob. You see the beards on these?
Sure.
One's a real good long
Those are
one.
both mature gobblers. That one there weigh about 16 pounds.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, boy, this is really
I hope them
something.
other boys don't kill some bunch of hens and come in here trying to fool us.
Well, they got some too, didn't they?
Now, wait a minute.
A little lot.
Right here. How many shots did you take, Charlie?
Let me see.
Just took 2 shots. Tell him about it, Carl.
Partner, I got a surprise for you. I got a double.
Wait a minute.
Hold
Wait a
on,
minute.
one shot.
Wait a minute. I want
No.
to talk to the witness.
That's right. We got the birds between us, and when they came up, he shot twice and got 2 birds.
You got 2 turkeys?
That's right.
2 turkeys, 2 shots.
You know, if we're going to keep these birds, too,
I
we
don't know if
can't sit
you're
around
really
and talk.
but anyway, congratulations.
Boy, get in, let's go.
This is beautiful.
Bob Fuller and Carl Mills have experienced the thrill and good fortune of bagging their limit of America's biggest game bird, the hill country wild turkeys in the rolling hills of southwest Texas. Next, we revisit Kenya, East Africa, on an elephant with actor Bob Stack and professional hunter Tony Archer.